Kragnos, Avatar of Destruction, written by David Guymer. I'm really torn with this book. Is it good? It's okay. Why is it okay? Let me tell you. First of all, before we begin with this is not new lore. We already know what happens in this novel. This is really important to know at the get-go. This is at the beginning of the book. Kragnos isn't even awake. He's still buried under the Twin Mountains, or the Twin Horn Mountains. And this is also after Bellacor's Darkened Sky spell, and of course then pre-Siege of Excelsis, and therefore pre-Dominion with the Thunderstrike armor and the Cruel Boys. So, why should you read this? Well, first of all, it's a whole destruction party, and everyone is invited. From ogres to gloomspite gids, to squigs, to aurochs, to iron jaws, to bone splitters, and spider fang grots, and I don't know, everyone, even cities of Sigmar. And as I've said, I'm kinda torn with this, as this is also one of the reasons why Games Workshop and Black Library should release books digitally whenever possible, and not wait 1 or 2 years as this was planned side by side with Broken Realm Kragnos. Then this book would be great. I'm not exaggerating. This book would be awesome, released side by side with Broken Realms Kragnos. Because, as I've said, at the beginning Kragnos isn't even awake yet. But the steps are being taken. He's slowly awakening and working through the Twin Horn Mountains to free himself. So for this, David Guymer used every destruction faction. This is beautifully written, as you see how Kragnos' awakening influences every living being in Gur. Even humans, even stormcasts, everything. This is awesome. This piece I really liked. And it deepens characters for, as an example, the ogres. In his 8-minute video interview, he talked about how ogres are speaking. And yeah, they're basically speaking like a normal human being, just not as eloquently. They're just talking, and it's nothing really grand about it. But that's really good, because ogres weren't one of the factions I really followed when they were there. That was okay, but that was a good introduction for ogres, in my opinion. The other factions, the greenskins, every kind of greenskin, of course, was hilarious. With later in the book, when Kragnos is awake and stamping through Gur, he has a tiny grot in his ear called Earbug. And they talk to each other, and Kragnos is really eloquent. He's smart and intelligent. He knows what he's doing. He knows that he's ill-tempered and that he's a god. He knows he's dangerous, and that is scary. That's also one of the good points in this novel. I really, really like that. And the grot was always like, I don't know what to say. Just nod and say yes. Also, there is an Avengers Infinity War meme basically inside this book, in which a spider grot Fang is just looking around and says, "Boss, I don't feel so good. And then he dies. Not in the Spider-Man kind of way, but it's still a Spider-Fan grot using this quote. And in my mind, that is a reference. And also, what I really liked at the beginning of the book is that the depiction of Gur. It's easy to imagine Gur as like, okay, it's just a mortal realm. There's a plain, there's some woods, there's a jungle, maybe, and not maybe, there is a jungle. And the majority of the stories which are set in Gur, it's not depicted like in Kragnos' Avatar of Destruction. Because this is basically like, okay, Gur is terrifying. There are bugs which are burrowing into your skin and you have to cut them out, and everything is trying to kill you. So, yeah, basically, the descriptions David Guymer uses are colorful. Yeah, what I did not like about this novel, as I've said, is it's not current lore. The only thing evolving in this is the character of Kragnos, and which is awesome, by the way. This is a really good depiction of Kragnos, and I see him in a totally different light right now because of this book, and I love it. But that doesn't excuse the 2-year delay for this book. What I missed was another villain. There is one which kind of follows you through the story, but maybe it was just me, but I wasn't really attached to the villain. And yeah, it just felt like an add on. It was okay. But Kragnos is the main villain. Yeah, what a surprise. So there isn't much which I did not like because it's a good book. I'm just a bit disappointed. However, what I really liked was really Kragnos and a Stormcast Eternal, which I will talk about in a moment. But in my mind, Kragnos was like, okay, wherever he walks, the earth splits, the earth shakes, everything is destroyed, and no wall is going to stand in a few meters radius of him. Yeah, that was my mental image for Kragnos. This is basically a have you tried it turning it off and on again ability of his, which I really liked because otherwise it would have made such a mess to write him into other stories, or any story which is set in Gur would be kind of weird because there would be a constant tremor of the realm sphere. So, and even though he is an unstoppable force, after a fight, he lies down, he eats, and does all the living things. And also, there are parts in his character development in which he reminisces about his past. He tells other characters in the book where he came from, what his backstory is. It goes a little bit deeper into his background than we have, of course, which is nice. I really enjoyed those parts. So everything Kragnos in this book is awesome. So the main protagonists are 2 City of Sigmar characters and 1 Stormcast Eternal. The Cities of Sigmar characters are Lysander and Braun, and the majority of the book is viewed from their perspective, which is okay because this way you are also able to see how the awakening of Kragnos and the effects of Emberstone, the realm stone of Gur, is affecting the normal humans, which is brilliant. The other character, the Stormcast Eternal, is a Vanguard Palador. Her job is basically hunt down Kragnos. But as we know, she fails because we know what happens. Also, with the other gods, you can say, okay, the Stormcast Eternals know Morathi, they know Nagash, they know Gorka Morka, and they know a lot of change, and so on, so on. They are prepared for what they are fighting. And this is basically like, okay, Kragnos is there, let's fight him. Oh, damn, Sigma, help us. This is also the first story in which a Stormcast Eternal is basically fighting under real pressure, as they are really dying here because of Bellacor's Dark Sky spell. So there is a bit of tension there, and the whole thing triggers a PTSD in the Stormcast Eternal, in which she remembers her life before she became a Stormcast, which is also really, really well written. This part I also really enjoyed. I don't know what else to say about this. I liked it. It's a good book. So from a burn it to devour it, if you are a Kragnos fan and Destruction fan, devour it. It's a very, very good read, for especially for Kragnos fans. And for Destruction fans, it's a read it because it's very good lore for you. For everyone else, it's if you have nothing else to read and you want to know more about Kragnos, know more about Gur, this is your book. For everyone else, I sadly have to say, just ignore it. So, 7 out of 10 Emberstone Spears for Kragnos. So this was a bit incoherent and kind of confusing even for myself. So if you have any questions or any thoughts, please leave them in the comment section down below. I am keen to know what you have to say. Also, while you're down there, do all the YouTube stuff, because hitting buttons is fun. So have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.